part of the Mano River Union road development projects and we do. Mano River Union, we all know, say, now Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia, and then in recent times, Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast on Drainway. So, for the fact that this road, they try to connect some countries in this region, then 4 countries I don't mention, they connect some of them. Now, how comes now a regional road program and this region and the Mano River Union? Well, the Mano River Union Road project, now like a web, and it comes from different sides. We get one, well, of course, in certain part of the West African Highway, we come on inside Guinea, you can pass Mashaka, you go through Bo, Zimi, then you go to the Liberian border. Similarly, this one from Bo, Kenema, Kailan, now we send them back, like Guinea and Liberia. We don't go in several phases, a few of them completed, who of course we all know, from Bote, Kailan. Now we don't go. Now, we don't get money, we make we do the already come out Kailan, first to Boedu, and then from Boedu, Kwendu, and Guinea and Liberia, including the bridge, Nayenga. Right. But normally, when we do the road project there, I mean, in as much as our development, but they also they affect me. Well, for the large part, positively, but then we get the negative parts back, we will not for left untouched. So before we can do the project there, we'll go to call environmental impact assessment. What we can do. That means when this road here they happen, I mean when this road here they make, around this road here, how it affects people then? Negatively, not that way. And we define ways then, how the negative ways that way they affect people then, for make we able help, for make it will affect them considerably. White man can call it mitigation. Some people then therefore lost their houses then, some people then crops then, where sometimes they will rely on for educating them, picking them, or even feed them, families them. Some people will come out and they host them. And then a lot of other things that can happen. When they come, in recent times, we don't see Chinese man, they don't come. We don't know who said they come out. Well, of course, those not China they come out, but we don't know how they day. But then they don't kind of community, they don't come join with. We all they work together. So they can get good things there as a matter of fact. But it's also possible for them to come with other small bad things there. In several other instances, they will even come out at different parts of the country. Somebody will come out Nabo, Bandajuma, so will come out Makeni, so will come out Moyamba, then come. Similarly, they said, we can share we house them with them, we can share something we water them with them, and a lot of other things. And so that's can get impact. Well, now this study here we don't do, and today we can disclose that to una. As the program they go on, una will know exactly the issues that way therefore affect una, and what we don't put in place together with other partners. For example, the EPA will ensure say the development they come with, will mourn out that. So in the course of the program, we'll go read the full detail or a full presentation on the report. But I'm not going to say that that's therefore. Una we there, I tell una thank you for una there, and let kindly listen and get the best out of the program. Una thank you. Thank you.
We tell the DDG, thank you. I'm in charge of this road business. No, we tell una who don't come. I think so. Don't tell what everybody's road here from. Kailan to Kwendu, especially when Kailan people there. This is our happiest day back today. Yesterday, we go Kwendu. I be there with them. I'm glad I see the population come on Kwendu. Because then glad it passed through, because now then the stream passed through. We, na Kailan, yeah? We all rode from Pendebu to Kailan, we don't see it. So they feel say no more, all thing better for we. But one day they be here. Then they suffer. So yesterday we go there. They be very much, they be glad. especially hotel and say that bridge, they can make when at the happiest time because their neighbor they don't come build house now backyard. So they have other hosts, they say they already. I listen. So if the DDG don't can explain to me for now, I'm not going to tell now much. We go for listen to them. The only thing I welcome the team we come. We didn't talk na Kwendu yesterday. That they can't tell me back. Oh yeah, we say go. Tell me family say. Finally, the Kaila and Kwendu and the market. That did forget. Because yesterday everybody market.
Well, during the presentation.
Oh, but let me say, I put small at my family. They are now nowadays. First over there is a Kwendu market, and cover this country, and they can come back. Kwendu market. So, what they need a Kwendu for big go fan Bafadeo. Because them build a market that one can be a go hot. Because you have 4 countries they meet up. We say 4 they meet up as against 1 or 2. Before they beat the 2. So that marketing back, they don't put on. Now they can't begin bidder. I'm on the whole kind inside now the package. When you sort it and they say the inside package, now the package they done it. But let's not talk too much before the person they can disclose everything to me. I welcome when I always come. I tell you thank you. Yes. Now this we know they can't hear because they go for go free time. We call on Mr. Kimbe, when at the EPA boss with the year. But I can tell you about the environmental impact for the road.
Good afternoon. Permit me for Mecca just stand on this protocol for sure say I will translate my boss in greeting to all in the office. This morning we gather here. Supposedly, we do a public disclosure. We're at the 6th stage in the EIA process. We government Binongwe power in 2008, where they established the EPA by an act of parliament. Now we did in charge of environmental issues. We issue what they call environmental impact assessment license. This is a license where we give to companies, government projects, industries, and other sectors where their activity they affect the environment. The environment it gets a positive as well as a negative environment in terms of impact. Then we did the top Chernor say, people no attend. I want for we all know say in the EIA process or like a process like this where get the public disclosure, we get the project affected communities where we did it yesterday. They all come. You see, people talk about them personal impact we get for affect them in terms of them buildings, in terms of them plants, in terms of the environment they get for left, in terms of them cultural heritage we get for be moved. These are the communities where the project really get for affect. But like Kailan and other places, now the project interested communities. Yana people would expect we get interest in the project. Not that they are directly affected by putting the happen. Maybe when they go begin to do the app moving walk, we'll get dust, we'll get other road problems like accidents. Some people go on for know what's in the happen. So they're not to get any direct bearing with that project the way they start from Boedu for go. Like you say, now 2 components. The first component are from Kailan to Boedu. And that will be done, the EPA will not take to board, and board will done approve them. And the second phase, we start from Boedu for Gona, the Guinea part, and also the Liberia part, Yenga, and the other side from Kwendu. So we expect yesterday the crowd na Kwendu, we been expect them because they get interest. They not get interest, but now them the project get for impact, both positively and negatively. Una way there, and tomorrow likely we'll get this kind of meeting at Freetown. For not get interested stakeholders, people that we get for work in tandem with waiting get for happen. You get for get the civil society, we also get for know what's in the happen. if things they happen well, we get for the come and monitor on the quarterly basis for ensure say they adhere to environmental laws. So a lot of things they play within the sector when it comes to them road construction there. So like people that they expect now to do now, people that they into governance, they into private sector, people that they into civil society, and people that they into advocacy, so that they will know exactly which contractor, for example, when the road get for start, how what the duration of the time for the construction period, and which stage we did. So once we don't get their own interest, then we get an input within the EIA, it's fine, because that is the help for reduce what they call grievance. It help for reduce the issue around disinformation or misinformation people will go and get about the project. When I go know here today within the project cost and who side the project will pass. So now I make there today. So to me, I feel say people the way there, people the way very, very important also, where they get interest in the project. Now, this, like I say, we get the EIA process, and the 6 stages in the process. We get for take this document where they come for disclose now today. We'll take out to the board of directors, the EPA board, where it gets ministries, departments, and other agencies where they sit on the board for ensure say then give advice based on real technical review of the document and see we can able to go and profile to the board say we don't go through this process. We see and say it look adequate for the board approve so that the road business will start. Because this is now one of the preconditions for the banks or with development partners. If you want to do any development, you get to pay serious attention to the environment, ensure say people that will live within that community, they not be affected negatively. We talk about positive impact where employment get for come, we get for get the roads, we get for make we trade business between the 3 countries and get for be sweet. We get for get components of the project where they cater for the market who all be know going for. We get for get components of the market we get for also think about the road, we get for think about accessibility in terms of how you take goods from one point to another. So these are positive impacts where this project will bring for we. It will also make travel very, very easy for we. For moving from Freetown, people will not be the go Freetown, they go Guinea, maybe they want to take them goods for Kanakailan, where you know get good market for them. So we there today for monitor this process and for ensure say we listen to una questions and una comment them. This is the stage where we not be know. Maybe when they consult them in the camp, they get public meetings for sound or opinion. Some of them not be there. So if you get any relevant question where you feel say pertinent to this public disclosure and to this road construction, this is your own chance for let you see them, then we can address them. The one the way we know say a concern, we will take them. The one the way say it reduce, for example, grievance, we will try to reduce them as people the way they into this sector. So on behalf of the executive chairman, we've been there with yesterday na Kwendu. Unavoidably this morning he gets a call for attend to something very, very emergency in Freetown, so he on the way for go. He asked me for come and dinner and for also send in greeting and for also being concurrence to whatever they happen here today, so that we in turn will able to go and brief him and we meet Freetown tomorrow, then we go think around the issue around the board meeting and subsequently the license issue. So I tell you, thank you.
The EPA cannot tell me positive and negative impact. Positive impact, the good road they get from the road. The negative impact, it's like I let them make the road take some small problem will arise for some people there. Though it's not going to affect Kailan town directly, but it will affect the people in the road. And the negative, some are in which they get for broker. Some are in cash crop, they get for losser. So those are the negative impacts. But now they say don't look in, they don't handle them. See, they don't just spoil the property because of the road. Something will happen for yourself. We will be positive back. So the negative, like you able to turn them back to positive for you so that nobody no go grumble. We will get the road. And this road is everlasting. For a long time, we will not be get this guy about tell God to himself, now long granted in our kitchen. Now, I call on the chief. For let himself can talk to me, anyone who represent the chief, Or we'll call the chief imam. You say not chief. Chief imam? You say not chief. Can't we talk to small?
Afternoon again. I got more when they give me this opportunity. Most of the time, we not attend the meetings as a religious leaders. Our invitation sometimes they say just pray to Almighty Allah. We don't and we're not going to information, we're not going to nothing to talk. But let's say the fact, the road is very, very important. Even we call the Mende or any nation where Mende man tell you say be man down that means you know get nothing. What's not going to believe you? So that we tell government who take it and they work at the way they don't take this opportunity. We say forgetful. Remember, although we go from Kenema to Kalam, it's okay. But remember, we remember the day, we got the day at the back of us, we go grab it for, then they celebrate the same opportunity where we celebrate that. Not to, we want to know, but we don't better food. The other one, whether they see the hungry, we will grab it over that. So we grab over this way, government don't take this, the particular time, go out to go that. So, neither the most important, neither the most development, where everybody will share. You know, everybody will share. Once you go to the parliament or go to the office, you get that your monthly salary, now it benefit with your children. But roads entirely that enough for everybody. So everybody will grant over that. I tell you now, I tell Papa government, let this thing continue. Inshallah, let God make it all meet up. We see in life also. Let God bless you all. So, thank you.
The police they were place they call traffic. Now they're more to get the road. So they have the police who didn't hear we now represent them all. Let's talk to the people about trafficking.
The people that are
the trafficking and security.
yes, I can't do that. The people I tell you, the major important thing we the traffic wing we do. We pray to God when the road is start, we monitor. We don't go leave the job only to government because people they go there, when they go there for the cheap cement, put inside motor and that make we monitor this road that they make up. We all for monitor, we ensure that when the road they do am good. If this kind of road they make so, before they done and so, the whole computer identify. Can be charged by them. But police, we go all out to make sure that they get the computer, we give them back. More not more because of you didn't Kaila, you go where do, you don't meet, you don't get a cement, other map, they don't go keep on a bush. Inform the people, inform the town people, inform the one day who necessary. The police will come in and ensure that we have to give them back, they carry on with their good work. When they make the road, really the road they make up, you bike riders and vehicle. You got to take your time how you ride. You take your time how you move your motor car or your bike. That make they get people where they can put along the road, they divert traffic. For sure you say, when there is a red thing, that they tell you say if you stop. When they put that down, that means they don't call you for go. But some man they wait till they don't begin make the road now. They don't want me people to make the road again. Everybody want to go normal by rush. No. And a lot of accidents too, they will call it that road. Where don't spread the gravel. You bike my way the ride. You go find out say if you ride with speed, you for up. And if you get boku load, the fish, they broke. So that is one of the disadvantages that be. Because when you ride, go slowly till you pass the people there. You go inside, you go, you can. Because the road they make for everybody. The one side where they come on Guinea in the camp, some people they come on Liberia in the camp. Not of can buy that cement too. Because we shall know that there's quick, we don't go tell them, but just stop and for cement did it. So man they say they get 50 back. Now we said they damage you say. So please, we don't monitor, we'll make sure that we tell the one there where they construct the road and the authority there that they monitor the road, then do a very good and fine. Well, thank you very, very much.
Good talk. What if man no get buyer? You know if you get. Why if boku na salon na the buyer dem? If like when you go Senegal, I go Dakar, then they left the market na do. Buyer no dey for thief because you the buyer. What did they do the thief man? They do to you. What they get the thief man they get for 40 hand. You back way by the 40 hand. And you don't buy, how you go expect the 40 hand, so no buy. Now the buyer they will get, I made the teaching book. The buyer no dey. If I get this phone, I no go order the buyer, I go sell phone. You no go do am, but now the buyer them book na salon, now who they sell the thief man there? What do the thief man they sell phone, now who the buyer there? And the policeman don't tell you, who they only who ready for sending go up yonder. Now, we get person wey come on a court. They say na stakeholder. We na the JP there. JP, you said na the road work this. Now 1 minute you can't talk. Can't talk to we small. Una di na court. We send una di. We send people dem dey to.
I want to begin for say thanks to the director, briefly, and the EPA person. We run briefly about what's here and what will happen. I think we not to stranger again to the road meeting because we don't begin. Okay, Mina JP Sandy Time. And Mina also the chairman of the Child Welfare Committee, Kailam District. Mina also the advisor of the Interreligious Council, Kailam. So as I say, I want to thank the director and his team, where they don't come for can talk to me about the road. And I'll tell you, say, we're not going to be a stranger to what you don't tell. Because we don't experience the road from Kenema to Pedembo. We don't see what's in the arrangement like. We don't take them from Pedembo to Kailamu. We don't see what's in the arrangement like. Now for taking from Kenema and from Kailamu to Buyadu to Kwendo to the two axes, a very great work. We want to appreciate government through you, sir, for the consideration. One thing where it moved me, two things. The Kwendo market where you mentioned for say, when I will build them back, and also the bridge construction where they link Guinea and Sierra Leone, who they always get problems with them. That one they don't move free, and we will get for corporate fully for level say. We monitor the road, and we said we will give you side comments on what will happen so that you will know. You mentioned the Mano River Union League. I am very, very aware of the Mano River Union. I know about the Mano River Union Bridge. I believe they would have been open. So Sheikh Stephen go for open and president was in Tolga or something. I was there. So I know when you talk about the Mano River Union Bridge. Yes, we don't see a lot of things where they don't happen. Just my own contribution here. We are living now in a modern world today. Modern world in the sense that things they happen differently. The construction now where they come, we want to see certain facilities on the road. Certain facilities on the road. Like if you deploy the route from here, from Pedembo, or from here to Pedembo to Daru, you hardly see markets. Only now the council managed for the one market, the Baima market. Then you put the people there on the road, they don't construct the market, which are the give kudos to the council. But I would be asked you which we want on the road. It might not be road. The time would be there, via the road. So today you are here, we want to see something like that on the road, right to Kwenu and to the border. Please, sir, we want to see market and things inside you will refresh yourself, like you want for ease yourself and other things. You know, we just leave the here, a man there, small side road, something where you will ease yourself. We want to see that on the road. And just as where you mentioned, when this road will start, when it will end, we don't have the contractor. We want for Siam, we want for C. When we go, how will they get in contact with them? Who want for them at the field? Yes, within the project cost of the field. So that we all would all know how we will interact with them. Yes. We don't say whether they don't construct the road, they get benefits. Waiting at the benefit. The road construction, whether they don't make it, whether they don't finish it, it gets a lot of benefits. One of the benefits is it ease the movement of people and goods. It fast track the movement of business. If in other meetings, we will want for all quick for go arrange other things. So those are the benefits. Although yes, other ugly things can go there like the accidents and all this. But we will make sure say we sensitize with people then correctly about where then they try for do the survey, where the survey will get for reach and your house or where it will reach by the plantation, then you know will be so rigid, then you understand the situation that is developing. And in our local language, we say development is development. So the development they come to your house, we will broken for that we get what we want for the benefits of all the people. So on behalf of the people that who they represent, I will tell them and say we will tell with people then. At all for our who they meet, when the radio then who they talk about the road, we will talk about how we get for the road they get for go and waiting the people themselves they need their cooperation when they do get so. And that not my contribution. I thank you.
Now, would you come to the one of the civilian, these people there, and the government? We call it I for you. That kind of we'll get time for counseling and the importance of road. But today, we can tell and say the promise we probably make when the president bill say he will make this road from Kailan to Kwendu before in time they done. Now we can tell and say that promise day it will become a reality. That means it will fulfill them. How it will fulfill them? Based on the directive we give we own brother, Engineer Amara Kanewona, the Director General of SLRA, and a team, they don't able get the support from the Africa Development Bank for do the second phase of the Kailan, Bwedu, Kwendu, Yenga, and Liberia. And before they do the road, like how would they do the one from Kailan to Bwedu? We will big meeting here, we go back home now, Bwedu, and we tell the people there. Because anything we do for person, we are not involved, they're not for a day. And when government they run, we all for participate. And it become the owners for all of us. So we don't give the information yesterday now, Kwendu, And like the chairman say, we see the number of people then where they go there, because this space mainly for them. But because na the same district, and una na ya Kailam town, na una dey na the district headquarter. If tomorrow anybody grab or people then grab say then they strike and block this road, that will create a Buedu to Kwendo will not go reach there, because na ya force in the past for go. So now that make we can't tell una say that promise don't fulfill, and the process is then for let that promise fulfill machines and then at the road. Now then now we can't tell una, let una say be part and parcel. And it's really very important, because when you look the road from Freetown to Kwendu, now the longest distance where they cover this country. And I also want to let people that know say, most times they can say Salon divide. We not divide by tribe. And we not too divide by region. We divide by road. The road now divide we. And we, as civil society, infrastructure for development, we dey work with these people, the government through SLRA, for tell them about the road, which you would not think, and then say tell we and we can't tell una. I can just give una quick one for the one they waiting for Sabi this country, or let them know say the Sierra Leone divided by road. If you, anybody, the one they waiting there within here, where they shall be my shaka. Now only one road where they enter Freetown. That now the from Freetown, Waterloo, come my shaka. But when you turn up na my shaka, you turn towards this end. On your right, we dey call a north-south-east road. When you turn up na the roundabout na my shaka. When you turn towards Unaya na your right, you begin from the northern region, you can't south, then you can't east. How you begin now? From that point na Manchaka, when you left there for count this part, you count 91. Then are still north. From there you come Oyamba Junction, then you come down to the south. Tebo, you can't Kenema, you don't come to the east. From Kenema you can't Kailam. From Kailan, you go Kwendu. So you begin from the north, you come to south, then you come to the eastern region, with the end at Kwendu here. If you turn up the turn at your left-hand side, you begin from the north to the eastern region. From there, you go Rogore Junction, you go Makeni, you go Mobuka, you go Matutuka. From Matutuka, you go Kwaidu, when at the eastern region. So the northeast and the northwest. If you take that two for the road, they always and they along that, and no one not the way tar. That means a tar road not the part there. I can show you now the road there. Or you can 91, we get 91 to Robot or Mobuka, a not tar. You can go, you come up, you go, you get Matutuka. Then before you meet the highway where they go Kono, instead not that. When you come out there, you come at the eastern region, you come Mano Junction, Tongo, and Kono, instead not that. Because the one at Mano Junction is that, the one at Kono Highway is that. So that road is not that. Of course, one other small one day, where they come out to Dola, they go Bonubu, then it pass, it reach Naton. So road not there among these two areas. So you can see how we divide. When you dey Kenema, you want to go Makini, pass you go Manchaka, you drive again another nearly 100 miles before you reach Makini. If you dey Kono, you want Kenema. You don't want to use bad road. You drive from Kono, you go Makini,
you go my shaka before you can kenema. That will take you a whole day or 2 days. When they get me, I just tell you how sierraleone is done in terms of road network. When they get me, so you see how we are divided. But when they work with the government through SLRA, we see the tendency, road very important for let we bring connectivity. Sierraleone is a small country. If we get the resources for now connect this country by road, this whole Sierraleone they run that in just a day because it's very small. It is delayed because of the road network. But we don't see a lot of improvement, and one just improvement at the Penembu, Kailan, Boedu, and Kwendu Road. We will be small. Kwendu, the road will come for. The part where they are, where the old pass with them will tell you, say, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, now Kwendu, the revenue will be the commodity every Monday. Now then the care go free time for pay Monday under Shaka Steven and Momo in time. The money will be the common Kwendu. Then they wait for stay where they don't collect that revenue and can't go free time before they pay Monday. Then big part then go tell you now. No, so check Alaji. So Kwendu ya is very important. When this road make, Sierraleone they make. Because this is the part from this we end. A very close for go Ivory Coast. And a very close for go Mali. I know one talk for Guinea and Liberia. People them will come out they come. So with this good information we don't get, we feel say we can't tell you now. But like somebody me get believe. I don't see any book of the Quran and the Holy Bible. I don't see it yet. But when I don't think up to this time way, me whole life, I get the confidence, except otherwise, that God and road force he make. Because when we say Adam and Eve, where God make them say let them not go eat that apple. Now walk them for walk road before they reach to that apple. No, so it's just my thinking. I don't see in the Bible and the Quran. No, I'm not an imam, neither a pastor. But my own thinking that the road, now God make. Now that may anybody where they can at this world, there is a road where God say that this is the pass for car. And when they commode back, there is also that road where they commode for go to Rabat. So you can see the importance of road. We always should and let just one person tell me say, "You don't use road where you can today." Person there? No, nobody knows so. If you want to turn back na road. So it's very, very important that we all put hand on road. Any side we say we do. So this report we can tell you now for let you know and tell you what you wanna think of. The people that when are the biggest beneficiary, the first time beneficiaries, when they are the 3 cases, they don't give them your information yesterday. But we feel say now we not there before them. So we not say for no. Sometimes something the way people then tell we not for tell we more than that, so that we could share around with the government, with our partners then, for let them can make it for can do this road. The confident way we go give anybody that this road will make, inshallah, by God in power. It will make because this process we don't do, now the process that waiting for happen, wait for no say development they take place. And there is no development without destruction. Anybody where you want to develop, but you know one money, you know one string, let you think like you might say you know to post away the better. Nobody, we always should know ya. If you want to move from point A to point B in development, you get forget hurdles where they around you. If you not there, then no sin a problem. Now that may wait mama that they give picking each for each. Even at the one waiting for better, it they cry. Because it's part of your own development. So that how do they wait and they inside this development we for share with tuna and we find how for my bio for make and small let it go down. But it go day. But let it not day to the extent we will suffer the people that too much. So I want to tell you now thank you. Me and brother Kiasmambu, we deal with tuna. Papa, and this game will continue for day with you. I want to tell you thank you.
Thank you. This na the mouth we talk for the people and for government. I make our land that long term. Or any other person what they call, the highest na 2 minutes. We not can play that. Now, before I go to DDG again, now call anti-corruption. ACC don't go. I think say don't go corrupt on that side. Can't corruption.
Good morning. On behalf of the commission, I just agree to my order. I think, say we don't go far in trying to see how far we monitor this whole process. From the beginning, we SLR we don't come for this road issues. We don't be there. We don't roll simple. We just try to ensure say integrity, transparency, and accountability day in terms of the road construction, monitoring from the beginning to the end. I feel say even the SLR reporting when an engine there, meaning to communicate most of the times with issues that can come up, I can meet them and then we can try to see how we can iron them out. So to the best interest of the people, we just want to make una know say we did for ensure say waiting due the people then will get them. In terms of remuneration, like the one that we able to brush the streets them, or also damages them when they will pay to people them. We did it for ensure say waiting due the people that then will get them. So we want to tell una thank you for this road construction. We come from here until reach Yenga and also go to Liberia. Because we know say it's beneficial to the people of Kailam and also to the Sierra Leone people at large. So we want to tell una thank you.
Thank you, Director.
And the catch the arata in a corner and they don't talk so. So we see make arata for them cement and the kitchen. Now, where do you come for Naya? Now they can't see. They can't tell we now. Now they can't call how they can do the presentation. Let them present the report to those here. All the two don't talk much, then they can present and not to be.
Good afternoon. Sorry. Me where they present to una today, me na the director for the Environment and Social Services Department at SLRA. And I don't be part of this process from the beginning. If Boku people know say I don't have since 2018, 2019. So the project where we there for Talkboard today, it is under a program where we call the Manor River Union Development and Transport Facilitation Program Phase 4. This program is a program where they done in phases. Like package where you get program, you get different projects then. So the present project where we try for Talkboard in the day under phase 4, but phase 3 now already they go on from Kailauya to Boedu Tong. So now we dey prepare for let phase 4 coming, and in preparation we get policies then wey na national policies and the financier wey na ADB and government of Sierra Leone policies wey dey govern such projects then. So I go quickly go through, let una know how this thing dey be. I just explain to una say the program bin don get phase 1, phase 2, when a project wey they implement na Liberia, Guinea, and Ivory Coast. Phase 3 we happen for benefit from am. Under phase 3 we get the Kailan Boedu Road and we get the Yenga Bridge or the Moa Makoni Bridge. That one they already dey on. Not a thing where you get for say it can be or it not they be. Money they already dey now for am. So under phase 4 now, we don't left. In dey start from Boyedu, e go Kwendu, e comot there, e go Yenga, e go meet the bridge. Because we dey expect say by the time wey this project dey done, the bridge go don be constructed. So when the road reach am, na for travel across now easily. And also, e go to the Liberia border. And under this project, we get, okay, this program in implementation, we don't take place for many years, say from 206, we'll begin from the Kenima. Like how Brother Mambu been they explain, say, or DDG been they explain, say, the road we do in phases. We get what we call the Trans-West African Road, where they connect we and other countries then. And we on side, we do in phases. We do the Kenima Pendembu, Kailan, now we they do to Boyedu. And at the last phases, what we for do under phase 4. So the programming objectives then, waiting at some of the objectives where the program gets. Now for improve the level of service of their roads then where they connect to and we neighbor them. So that like how now they explain you will say that market in revenue, now I mean they give government money for pay salary, we go still get that past glory again. And also it want for improve the living conditions of the population. When we begin do this study, I will tell you categorically, say they buy one banana head, 15,000. But because the contractor don't dey on site for lot 1, and in the maintenance lot 2 small, where I ask for banana head, where I can assign this, and 120,000 leons. Because the road don't reach Kailan first of all. So if we talk say the road will improve the economic situation of we people there, now the typical example that we are give you. Imagine from 15 leons to 110 or 20 leons. Now big thing down there for the one we go sell 100 head of banana. We understand, eh? So these are some of the objectives why we they make some of them roads then. The benefits nothing where they last for long. And the negative impact they're making then are only mostly between the construction period. Now it make we they have for tell now and how we intend for manager. Now understand? So we believe say it will lead to economic growth of the region, not only Salome. It will improve even in that Guinea side, the Liberia side, and we relationship with them will improve. Because like how we say, let we build bridges, let us not build wall. That was a wall between we. And we say we can do study, we see the threats where they did. But we believe say when we build that bridge, where we don't almost conclude and we don't sign the memorandum of understanding, and Guinea self sign, we they start that work quickly. And would I get for do that work there? Now Manor River Union Secretariat, now they manage the construction of the bridge. Why make we do that? Because of the risk of tension where they between Salome and Guinea, because of the way where they don't invade we place. But we believe say diplomacy na the best way for solve problem. So the Manor River Union gets Sierraleoneans, you get Guineans, you get Liberians, you get Ivorians. If they agree let the secretariat institute that bridge work day, Palava no go day. But sometimes me and my boss then go country, they will say na so one do, then hala go for them. So that hala side we don't solve and we believe say peace will come. And we go get a lot of opportunities for employment if this project here come. So why will they do the environmental, social, and health impact assessment? One, now for let we able for predict, we assess and analyze the possible beneficial impacts and where they happen, and we enhance them. You understand? And also the adverse impacts dem wey negative, we dey find way for avoid dem where e possible. We dey find way for reduce or minimize dem. We dey find way for mitigate dem, that we find solution to dem. And the one that we no able mitigate, we dey find way for compensate for them. For instance, the involuntary resettlement, you get for pull somebody in original road, there is no way you go minimize or avoid that. You get for compensate am for am. You no go mitigate am to some extent. So we want to see how we go able for predict some of them impacts then, and we look at how we go able for find mitigation measures then, what we dey put in an environmental and social management plan, wey go be the tool wey we dey use for monitor the project. And sometimes the documents wey we can prepare prior to the project, e no dey able capture all of the risk then, but I want for allow you fear say this na a tool wey we dey update say quarterly or as the need dey arise. Every time wey you come for do monitoring, you dey look at the impacts dem wey dey inside the ESMP. If you see new risk, for instance, if at the beginning wey we bin dey do studies, we no bin see the risk of say gender-based violence, people wey don begin work dem dey get money, dem dey beat dem wife dem because dem don get the economic power. Then they not a direct risk, but an indirect risk wey don come as a result of the project. So if we do stakeholder meeting and we find out say the local people dem wey we dey employ, they don become domestically violent because they get the money power and they want for be promiscuous, we go look that and find mitigation measure for am. And one mitigation wey we dey put even ahead of the time, we dey look at every workman for sign a code of conduct wey for show how e for behave whilst in a workman na a project. Also, when we don look at the other objectives and wey we dey look at, we want for predict and evaluate the impacts then, and we find workable solutions then to am. Okay? And sorry. We all know who side the project location dey. And like me boss say this morning, why we disappointed as SLRA, woulda they are we not beyond Kailan town e comot. We all get places na this road. Some of we na beyond Kwendu we comot. So if we say we dey can't do disclosure and you not fit yesterday for go Kwendu, I think say na your responsibility for come on behalf of the people then where they na this road and can listen to wetin we get for tell you. So we all know say the road then lot 1 and lot 2, then they inside Kailan district. So Kailan town when at the district headquarter town for show more interest in this disclosure. Because like you say, if revenue they come up when do, you not go jump here, I go free town. Whatever they pass, you know they jump hole, they full up and first before you go. So do you in future, if we get any such project, I they admonish you now way there. Even if it's tight, we make a duty for show face na them meeting there. And we say this road they pass through 3 chiefdoms then, Kisiteng, Kisitonge, and Kisikama, where we all know. And it starts from Bwedu, it go through Kwendu to Nongowa and Yenga, and from Kwendu to Mendekoma. So the prominent towns then where we see na Kangama, of course Bwedu, but we all know say the project is stop beyond the town. So we go say Bwedu, Kangama, Kwendu, and Yenga. And we all know why Yenga very important to we not also, because it gets security risk. And we want for allay una affairs then say, whatever road where we they make, we get something there where they guide that road day, where we call policies, legal and institutional framework. Wetin that they look at, for instance, the National Environment Policy of 1994, all the provision wey e put there for let first schedule roads or development projects under carry out wey we say comply with. This road they are get for observe them. In the land, in the public health policy, provision dey wey for show say you project not for can bring sick na people their locality. So we don't look into all them policies there, and we dey make sure say whatever policy, whatever action we get for take now, we get for do am within the ambit of the laws of Salon and also of the bank wey na the African Development Bank. And we look at the legal instruments, we consider the Constitution. First of all, the Constitution, it gives some provisions then. In the instance like for land acquisition, it allows people for own private land. And it also get the right for forcefully take you land for the development of the public. I hope so we understand that. Now you land, but you get rights for taken on one condition where the Constitution put say, now for the development of the nation. That's for public good, for we all we good, not for you one great good. And whilst it they do that, it make provision for let them compensate you quickly and adequately. So that day we don't take on board now this project. The Environment Protection Act and the EIA Regulation 2010, we look at them and in provision the way they tell we waiting we for do in the case we want for take a development like this where it categorized under the first schedule. First of all, we get all the processes where they go through, and this one where they do like what my brother said this morning. Now stage 7 where we they do public disclosure. Before we reach this stage, we don't they go to una, we they consult with una. Village to village, at town level, at chiefdom level. But this one where we they do, with always will be done they talk with una. Now we they have for explain you now, waiting we don't put inside this document. So we get all them one there, like the Factory Act, they deal with the labor laws there, how the workman then for be treated, and waiting at the minimum wage where they for pay them. Then they all with the institute and inside this project. So I don't want to go into the district profile because now in a district this una know the district, but I want to say this road if any self inside Kalang district, and I believe say like where Brother Mambu say now the road where they lead to na heartbeat Kwendo. We consider something where we call project alternatives when a must according to the EIA regulations of EPA and the Act, that if we want to do projects, we get to consider alternatives then. Why will they do that? So that we will pick the alternative where get the minimum impact where is bad for we. And it get the one where beaucoup benefits the panel. We will say the beneficial impact is greater than the adverse impact on we and the environment where we they live inside. So what do we look at? We look say, okay, the first option we will get, yes, we don't dey cry for this project, but let us not do nothing. How will people then go feel? We look and say the road go deteriorate. It will be a burden on government of Sierra Leone because it get for the maintenance every season. And economically, it's not viable. For let we left this road, it is so. And not the benefit we as a country, rather, it lose we money. Socially, with people that they deteriorate in their social well-being, their interaction, even for let them open up to other people. then they get to themselves, then they shy away from civilization, because like when somebody be they say, they look say where this road not make over the years, now they bad luck that. So even relating with them, you get for know how to relate, for let them open up to you, because then they shy away. So this option here, we not take them because we know say not good for we as a people. The adverse impact where they in fact not get no benefits for we. And we look at alternative to say, let we make a new road where not the partner no existing road. We all know say if we pick new road, we go for cut forest, we go for pass through swamp, we go for a whole lot of things that we will destroy in the environment. And knowing Kailan as a plantation area, a cash crop area, then they will lead to maybe the destruction of whole plantations. Because, okay, let's say this road there, yonder a plantation there, yonder a plantation there. I decide say I want clear 30 meters now. So I tell you plantation not reach down there. Now so I go and clear all that plantation there. So what thing that they go do to you? It economically affect you adversely, because what thing do now your livelihood source that. So it's not good. Socially, now when you get money, now your social well-being, your status will improve. But now if I destroy that economic crop, the road not going to be meaningful to you. And environmentally, it's not good. We dey try for avoid cutting down of trees. Because this global warming where they come, the heat where they pass mark, now they thick them where they cut. Then thick them and they act like sink. Then chemical, then where they put heat in the atmosphere, then they take them. Then give we oxygen where we for live with. But if we dey cut all with trees like we dey do right now in Kailan district for bold, I dey afraid say in the next future, we get for there heat go more na winner ya, windstorm go dey come, just like other districts then we not get sick again. So we look at all the adverse impact there. We say no, this alternative is not good for we people there. It's not good for the government of Salone. So we not take them. The last alternative where we look at surfacing the level concrete the surface. But then we look at concrete, cement concrete. We look at asphalt concrete. We look at using blocks. Then, because we don't work on this road, we see the kind of truck them where they work on it. If we use them block them where they put na their yard road. Now one grain trailer where they pass with timber, it they go and scatter all it they go with them. It's not economically viable. It's not good for we. It go costly too much. We look at if we use cement for make this road, the cost where we go incur for maintenance and it go too much. We say no, down the back no go good for government, and not good for we people then. And we look at the last option for surface the road. We say let we use asphalt surface. That one day it get property there where during the dry season it bluff. Me director will able to explain that better, but I know say it adapt to the climate. If rainy season come, it able to not tranga one let rain not wash away, except if na storm, like rainstorm, and I make we dey do drainages then and waterways then. And also if na dry season, the place they hot, it go make some kind way, but it not go well. So we decide say now that alternative then we go take. And we consider the impacts then we go accompany this project, we go there inside this project, when are the critical one we una for listen to. We look at both positive or beneficial impacts, and we look at the negative one. One, we say the project will create jobs then. During implementation, direct and indirect jobs then. Direct jobs then will come from employment of youth on the project. Indirect jobs will come from the setting up of cookery shops, construction material shops, then small shops then. where the contractor in Wokman then go they buy from. Right now, if you go Bala, first thing they know they sell kukri day, but kukri bakade they right now and as somebody they benefit directly. I mean indirectly from that project where they go on there. So we say employment go there. And improvements go there na the district in economy. Like I say, water no dey jump pool. That water we get for Mokwendu for go Freetown, it get for full up on a cup first before it pass over to we. And the national economy, na that last cup where they go Freetown, na so it go benefit from her. First of all, immigration revenues, then NRA, then they na the border. Anybody where they come in or they go out, if they pay certain amount, then they go increase with revenue collection. And also we say, if this road here come, it will lead to massive expansion of agricultural production. Sometimes they na 1 acre no more they make, because at the end of the day, you know they even get better money for them. That woman where they cross na Guinea can, and they can't give you price. But where road they, Kenima they look motoka they go, blama blama look me, you don't reach Kenima, you don't reach Freetown. You say they cross the border, you go sell you rest. When nobody no get for can hit you and bike, it scrap you. So then they go lead to expansion of agricultural production in the area and the benefits then. We also say, we all know say this is a dusty road, but if this road they make, it reduce the problem of dust, particulate matter in the atmosphere. It reduce the issue of respiratory diseases, where we find out say now one of the prevalent diseases in the area because dust they too much during dry season. And we also say it improve road safety. The benefits them boku, but now this small one they no more we earmark so that we not go spend the whole day now. Now we come to the negative impacts then. One big negative impact, like I say, this is not dirty road. Dry season, the dust they increase. But when we don't create that surface, the dust it go boku more. But we get measures then where they put in place for suppress that dust. So that's now one negative impact. Two, noise go there. Una all know construction machine, they're very noisy. Even the motocar they're very noisy. So when they pass, noise go there. But what thing we plan for do, we decide say workman then go only work during the day so that at night people go get restful time, because this area during the day most people then they na farm. So that noise they not go get much impact on them. And then we identify another risk when a road accident. We discover say Pikin then they come on at different communities, then they use this road by foot for come na schools then, primary schools, secondary schools. That one day it give accident risk. But we put measures then in place like traffic management, we put speed limits in place, and we also get for do awareness campaigns to the population, let them know how to use the road where it did during construction. And we say where road they can place, now a whole village they move. Waste generation it happen, but we concern about the disposal. So we they put measures like recycling of plastic and then other things in place so that we not go contaminate with biophysical environment and with waterways then, like how we don't dirty the city of Freetown. We also concern, we look say energy consumption, because we not to get developed solar energy. Construction normally they use biofuels when a dirty fuel, where they lead to global warming effects. But we they put measures in place to ensure that, for instance, then they do maintenance on the equipment then, so that smoke, that black one, it not go come up on the vehicle and affect the atmospheric air. We also look at the risk of sexually transmitted and communicable diseases like STIs, we include HIV/AIDS, we include hepatitis. We also think about tuberculosis or respiratory problems. This one, not a one-way traffic. It can be say communities and they will get high prevalence of hepatitis or they get prevalence of TB. What thing we they do? We get a whole package for awareness raising. Where then they also educate the workman there and the community there for be careful how then they make relationship with each other. Because hepatitis is the highest killing disease now in a salon. It they go through fluids. You don't even need for adults busting. Where it touch you sweat, if you not try for clean and quick, you go get that sick and you know the men. So we dey do awareness campaigns then for make sure say health risk not go there at all. And we get an issue with cultural heritage. We find out say very close to the Liberian border, one town they will get a cultural heritage when a shrine. That one day, because we dey move am, when we communicate with the chief, when in charge of am, he tell we say risk then day, we can even lead to loss of life for the one way they move the thing if you not appease the God properly. So then they na a big risk where we don't consider and we dey talk with them for make sure say we appease them appropriately so that no loss of life no go there for the relocation of such shrine. And because the contractor will go come, it will need boku water for do concrete works and construction. We get for the draw water from them, water them within the area. But we dey make sure say they draw from only big rivers so that they not go disadvantage communities then. And the last one where we identify boku one day, but for ya now occupational health and safety hazard. Then they get for deal with the workman there. If workman don't know waiting for do in a particular given situation, say a day at a height, and not take risk measures in place, it go able for down a broken foot or a scrapping self. But what do they do? They get induction trainings them, they get different things then where they get for teach them before the work starts, so that we go minimize, because accident are an unforeseen thing. But if you get risk mitigation mindset, you go minimize them or you go reduce them. And some of the mitigation, of course, involuntary resettlement, that is forceful acquisition by government, they take many people away from the right of way. Because what we they do, not a private land we they take. Because this road not to be an established standard road, people be they build close to the road. But as we they come now for develop the region, we they make sure say we implement the SLRA Act of 2010, where they show specifically which road and which width in need. Some man can say, why not they take 30 meter or 15 meter? Because for that road there, we reduce them to 15 meter and a settlement. Why? For that we reduce involuntary resettlement impact. Some man they say why? Where road na a vehicle of development. So where road don't pass, every other development they follow. Where this road don't reach Kailan, lights don't come. Other things they follow. So we they left that road reserve or right of way. If water get for pass inside, now they would lay the pipe. If pole get for pass, now they would lay the pipe. And another reason why they left the road reserve, if we want to do further expansion, we don't need to go acquire new land now inside there we they operate. And lastly, we they use them as a buffer zone for safeguard where they close to the road. If motorcar lost track, if we're able to maneuver within the right of way, it snap safely and not kill nobody. But if you don't build this at the road, then you there. Usai picking and they play now the right of way. If you build a motorcar lost track, able for kill your family, it destroy the whole generation. So we dey left them road reserve and we dey appeal to una say even on this Skyline road wey we dey do am, make una no begin come back with kiosk dem una dey pin there dey, because una for know say this get for be an international road and the speed get for high because of drivers dem mentality. You go tell them say use 30 or 50 meter per hour inside settlement, e go go at 180 or 120. You know they consider that. So let we be mindful of the safety. So for involuntary resettlement, some of the mitigation we look at compensation wey na im with people they say they want. We dey pay them money for wetin we dey take away from them. And wetin we do for assess them assets them like host them, we do assessment of the kind structure we get and then replacement value at market level. And we also consider the issue of inflation, because this na project preparation. By early next year, if all goes well, we dey expect say this project here for don dey start. And if e dey start, e possible say price go don go up. So we dey take all them considerations and we calculate them cost for particular property wey we dey take. For the crops then, we dey use the agricultural rates, so that nobody no go come and tell me say, why you give me 1 million for coconut? Na so agriculture say. For structures then, we dey look at the Ministry of Works, the rating system, and we bring the bank policy on board, and also the resettlement action plan, that is the development induced resettlement action plan or action resettlement act of Sierra Leone 2023 where they just passed, where they tell we specifically how we get for compensate people. We take all that on board and we get for implementer. And I want also for quickly disclose wetin we put na the RAP. The RAP na the resettlement action plan where they tell na how we get for do compensation for people from Buedu to the borders. We find out say na about 68 hostel dey where people then they live inside. And for business, then shop, then makeshift structures like Bafa then, we get about 86. Where some man a poyo they sell, some man a pepper, some man a different things they sell there. And for community, I said now only 2 we get for above. That shrine and the water. One water well the way in fence. That fence where they can fence and we get for touch and small. So we compensate and so that when the road don't pass, it go put a fence back and secure. And for the crops then, we get over 500 crops then we will get for pool. Now there's settlement. Because we find out say now the outside the settlement then, boku of them crops then will be there. Then we don't clear them under different projects then. For instance, the rural electrification project, they will pull some crops there. So then they don't make we work easy. We not get for touch nobody crop. Per adventure, if we get for touch any crop outside the township corridor, we will take inventory of them and we will pay for it accordingly. And something that I want to talk about, we been get for do stakeholder consultations where council CASF go attest to that. And we been don't disclose this project before. Now the second time we did disclose them because we don't start the lot 1. Now 2 years don't take from where we begin prepare to now. And the bank requests that we go disclose back for see if any changes there. And I go one for gladly tell una say the initial assessment been look at destroying about 580 houses. But when we reassess for lot 1, now only 134 houses then they go. And for lot 2, now about 156 houses we get for APEC. So now final say we don't drop that level there drastically. Although few houses they drop themselves out of the count because they for done before they come. So now that's not the situation will be. So For say, me no know about this project, you go dey like am, we don't do massive consultation, we do one-on-one, we do council hall meetings, we don't do informant interviews, we don't do a lot of stakeholder engagement from 2019 up to now. And we get something at the project plan where we dey call grievance redress mechanism. Wetin this dey for? This grievance redress mechanism na we get for use for solve any problem wey dey relate to the project. Gone are those days when somebody offend you, when a project person say I dey go stop the work. Wetin make we put this grievance mechanism in place? Because any day when you stop the work, the contractor no work. That cost wey dey incur, na government of Salone dey pay for no work done. So for avoid that day, we put the grievance redress mechanism as part of the project where they show we how we for take reports them from project affected persons then, how we for resolve them and at which level. And for these projects then, we get at local level, that each town get in own small committee where they set of 5 to 7 members. And we dey give them register. If you come, for instance, they go to a dirty pan you garden, what you they do? We dey set up a meeting, we look into them. If nothing will incur cost on the person will get that garden, you the contractor, you go pay for that day. Because now make we get forget community liaison officers where now then they liaise with the communities then. For instance, if they get for clear, once we don't give cut-off date, you know for plant you plazas inside the town near the road again. If they pull am, we will sit down at that committee, we be don't tell you before, you go get the answer back there. But if he left that place, he rolled the machine out of the right of way, it go affect you host, you plantation or anything, we go look at them and we find resolution. If any compensation they go pay for them from that point. So this grievance mechanism are the only way where we go find for solve the problems there. And committee, like I say, they at local level, we can forget a committee at the project implementation level. Project implementation level, we go be like the pendulum where they move between community, we own problems, and at district level. What thing we they do at level, we they look at the district, we they look at the problems, whether they report at local level, we they handle them at that project level. And we they also look into the complaint where they come up from the workman there for the contractor, and we they resolve them at that project level. And at district level, if now something, for instance, accident B will lead to fatality, we they escalate and straight to district level. What he make the district council and the district officials then, now they go able for pacify them people there. They call their heart, they sit down, we resolve that problem, and we make sure say that risk they will lead to an impact way adverse, it not occur again. So we go escalate at that level. But if you, when are the complainant, you're not satisfied with that resolution where they give, you get a right for take at national level when a free time you go. EPA will come there, sit down. The national the economic development people then go come, the works people, finance, all man go come with concern about the project. SLRA na go stand, and we go sit down, we look into a case, we give you resolution. If you not agree, you free for go court. But I want for assure una say SLRA being the authority, we don't they implement and take care of road problem. We not ever get litigation issue leading from we roads then. We always professional in handling complaints and making sure that we project them, they don't hamburg with people there to a way go hurt to. I remember in Abo Bandajuma, a brother being accidentally wounded in hand by his own carelessness, but we give him and the contractor. And when they talk to her, they talk that way. I remember vividly, me boss vex in body all red panel. And he tell her, say, take instant action now, carry her go hospital. He kick her out of the meeting. He make sure say they carry her hospital. And he follow up. That is how far we can go. So tell you that we are committed to not only making roads, but making sure that the road, it benefits una with people there, and una gladly for user. And before I go say my conclusion statement, I want for beg una do ya this kind of Kailan road don't make for una. We don't see people that maintenance motorcar panel. That oil where they leak on that road, it's not good for them road there. If pothole bus yonder, we not the left for Kango make Kwendu road, we say they can't make you know. We don't give una the road, una take care of them. You na leader, you dey na this district, you dey go Kenima, you dey go Kailan, you dey go somewhere along the road. You meet motorcar park, in the maintenance na the road, tell and say go off the road. You make sure you inform the police. There was a time I can't do other official work. I meet them down bank railing. I go back that road, I go bring police the whole and he pay for that railing. That is how you do patriotism. Not say, you cannot tell me business, this small place where you don't crash, that small place, now ain't going to be cut off tomorrow. Do ya? Let we take the road serious, because like how the chief said this morning, if man say pay my down, you own business, you don't do nothing good, not dey for your business. And we know how much we suffer before and after independence for getting roads there. Let we take care of them. God bless we. And lastly, I want to say, as conclusion statement, the project we assess adequately, and we don't look at all the impacts there, and we don't provide mitigation measures for them. Also, we get an environmental and social management plan where we get for use for manage all the impacts there, and we go use them for monitor the compliance of the contractor. And overall, we want to say most of the impacts then we get for now during the construction period then go dey, and the short leave, we not identify any residual impact. That is impact we go continue way bad after the project don't end. After the project end, the only risk where we identify, because of driver their mentality, good road get for kill them first before they take speed limit. Down there na one risk we will find out where it be na this road and every other road where we don't construct. But we're glad today bike rider they are, drivers union they are. You driver, you road user, na sign you for talk to. Not on how smooth the road there, how quick you want reach. If they say 80 km/h, where you obey, you not go get accident. I tell you now, thank you for listening, and I will open the floor after CA don't talk, for let we take questions and answers, then we go eat and knock off for the day. Thank you very much.
This clap here I not do for this kind of money. Long pants and short pants. Over the past, so Monday for don't 2 days, but go carry man 2 days. From here, Kailan to here, but go carry man 2 days. Some no, why is it 2 days? Some are able in foot. Some are able in foot. If you use Bengwa, you can't do it, work I go, then they will be able to go 2 days. But for me, we say, God don't turn it. See, God in time now they say wait for you time. Anything at this world, wait for the time. Kailan will wait for in time. And the cloud don't tick, it don't stop to we don't know careless. For careless I jump hour. And they will not go talk again. So this don't return, and they all waiting the car happen. Waiting be happy and waiting the car happen. Take to me the gladius one was like another bridge, that younger bridge. Because some people they hand and a French man they get small then the own crazy they don't get small people. Once you don't go there, they run out away. So I know me no go there safe now. I make yesterday way they were the go work there. I say okay, me no reach there. Then guy they don't be lose me away. So but they make we make all go run. Yes, we all go run. But now we glad the way salary government don't turn to we. They don't approve this money here when it come. Una all waiting they don't talk. Do ya? Because the final statement at DDG Nanga for Dwan. DD, I want to take the question. Will they take 2, 2, 2, 6? And when they ask the question, ask question, wait tomorrow they will say yes, this man asks very select question. Not just ask question for question. He say, I'm going to that meeting, I ask question. No. If they ask excellent question, where if the other question goes before the power waiting for, we don't born with all now. We then they go say, no, Kailan, this question, they fit for answer. So now that. So I open the floor now for questioning. I want 2 questions here, 2 middle here, and 2 last year under. Yeah, una already behind and una there for ya. Yeah, now this part. Yeah, and una already that part. If up the stage, who there, if the police have one ask question, in the join the squad. So now so me say, now me na the director, now me na the chairman for this meeting. Wait till I say unatika. Now the floor is open to the question. Wait, you name, you can and you, they ask the question.
Yes, sir, organization that. Based on the total people that will be here and they want to ask question more, they will not allow me to add the number to the inclusion.
No, whether I do first. I say me na the director and the chairman.
Let me put the ask for the permission, sir. No way.
Good afternoon. Mina Yasisi of Yasisi Youth Auto and Metaverse Garage Kalang. Me, I just can't find out about one issue. I will left from the West Court. Now, but when we have yesterday, the road hole we have, Nara Bari, na the code Bari, near the code Bari, na Kwendo. So now last night I know when the park come and tell me. But according to what I say, they will not take the snapshot, then again add the card, then sign. But the rate they show say they will give 40,000 new currency. So now we have nothing. I make a kind of this meeting for can find out and know. Because the house will worth more than that. On a concrete house. And I see a concrete house and 4-room and parlor, self-contained, then a room there, then I can't get that kind of money. Now look now, how the building material there. Almost for 1 bag cement now. Now I road, almost for 1 length I road. Yes, then I can't get 40,000 new currency for that kind of money. How we go do for build a house? How we go buy land? So that money. So now I can attend to the meeting and raise me concern I get. So I stop there for here as say of here as Youth Auto and Metaverse Garage Kalang.
Okay, it's my piano. Okay, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Me na the chairman for Motorbike Riders Senior Kailan District. My name na Abu Senesi. We ready for the road, and we say thank you to the government, and we appreciate SRA way that they can do the awarding. But I want to know, we the farmers, if we road the pass, now then side the way like Sandialu Junction, then do the junction, the other side. We na dey okay, come on and then surround the villages and who they meet up for get motorcar if they get for create any facility for we. In case rain dey come, we go dey for wait for motorcar. I want to know that one day, sir. Don't we also we like drivers or bike riders, we get for the pay for this road in return with the license we buy say they pay custom. If I can get am well. If along that side they will get parking ground, we at least will go wait for we countryman or farmers we they go come for can join we for bringing at the other side where they go get access for motorcar for good Freetown or Kenema and both wherever. So I go want to know if we get facility or any provision get for this for we alongside of the road. Now that's my question, sir. I tell you, thank you.
Wait, this man. Okay. Yeah. No problem. Yeah, we'll start with the other man. So I think you inquire now whether we get forget what you can call like bus stops them. Yes. Bus stops them. They also go to call lay-bys them. Bus stops them, of course, normally we can do something. We get like a shed. We probably passenger like this, most times are with concrete. If you look on most of the roads that we don't do in this country, they can't take the day. So this one will be an exception because it is part of we thinking and it is part of we quest for ensure say we don't provide very good facility for people that will do the roads there. Because also to call lay-bys, you can see where the road they go straight, then small side can come out, they go inside back. That's how they expect, say, if motorcar, for example, want drop off somebody, where you go for command at the mainstream traffic, you drop her off, or if you want to pick up somebody, you pick her up. Similarly, if you look this road where they go Kenema, you see a lot of them one a day. So again, this one no will be any exception. We provide them facilities and they as they design, we get anything there at the back of the mind, we get una at the back of the mind, we include them, our design, and when they construct the roads there, obviously they get for daily. But also, in as much as the roads authority, we utmost concerned that the road, of course, and how much we will service the people of this country. We also, in recent times, done incorporate what we call accompanying measures. We can do roads, then sometimes we look some side where the road don't pass, something like Bafa, and any people that can use at school. In collaboration with the Ministry of Education, we can do some small school structure. We can also look, some places that outside will fit say, a lot of people that they do training along the road. We, JP, for we, the road must be safe. So we're not in delight in having a market directly on the road. If you watch, for example, those who do now Mashaka, where they join the Go road, you see they will do the provision out of the road. We said they could do market. If you come further, Moyamba Junction, we did a similar thing. Even on the road where they go Kono, Matutuka, in fact, we do market inside it. We put there for you. So, of course, we look at the situation today because we see say what we do with roads them, if we're able to attract, trade, or improve on the life of the people, especially people who do business when the incomes increase. So, market, of course, now one of the major things that we can do that one day. So we can provide them, make them provisions. But there is someone who don't want to eat right at the junction at the road. Because if anyone life will lose up, a big loss to this country. So we always prefer it be safer or we put it in a safe place. So, I mean, I think that should be able to address the question.
Thank you very much. I record you now.
Wait, this man. Oh, okay, you don't come. Right. With respect to the value of your property, well, I know I'm going to look at your property alone. I want to look at all the properties along the stretch. Hold on, value. When we can value the properties we highly impartial. What I mean, most times when we can value that we do all the work there. They don't have nobody now. Now strangers are the sea, and then they in different stages. We get one where they can initially they identify all the roads where will be affected. Then go. You know they see them again, except by chance. Then you get the other one where they can now. Then they measure their house and they see how much often they own the right of way. We get instances who say sometimes the roads and the structures and adjust the canopy. Somebody there sometimes will not build the host now, but he get interested in doing business, they can put all that timber now. We take all that into consideration. Then we also take into consideration the material where they make somebody in house with, whether na concrete, whether na block, whether na dirty block, whether na mud plaster, whether na thatch, whether na timber, and bulldoze. Of course, that's not there. But I'm telling you, nationally, we will take all the look at all the considerations today. We will also look at even your roofing material. We will look at the extent to which that structure they protrude into or encroach on the right of way. So when we don't do that, then I said this yesterday in our point, we get like a matrix. We get table then with all the conditions that they look into. We just put in the different parameters and different value then. At the end of the day, they will calculate for it, waiting at the cost who's supposed to pay you. Earlier, like the state say, for structures, they look at Ministry of Works. For crops, we look at Ministry of Agriculture and Rates. So we take that into cognizance, in addition to all the parameters and what we don't take, what we don't put into the system, then it generates the cost of the house. However, if I want to be very specific, you host what you say now 40,000, it's not 40,000, it's about 46,000. You host. No, that they show you? Now 46,000. Go check back by the paper. You host. Right? Not the 40,000, 46,000. And also, not to your entire house therefore be involved. Now a section we encroach, we feel safe, we for take away, for make it work easy, for make it you safer. And one thing I will assure you and assure everybody now, throughout this country, when we don't do that things there, we not ever get, like I tell you, we never get litigation, like court case, where person completely be unsatisfied with how much will cost a house, where will lead to any other thing. In fact, on the contrary, we don't get situations where we say people they can't beg we, even when the host not involved. Hey, but broke me host. so if actually we know they do the right thing, and if what will they do? Not they improve your life further, people don't know can be able for not broke their host them. So I'm sure whatever we put for you, it will be adequate enough for make able to take care of your situation or any other person for that matter within similar situation. Thank you.
And for Ale, that bike rider in fear, waiting make the environment and social specialists then they part of the preparation of then documents or projects. Now because the social officer get the responsibility for consult with the people there and know the felt needs at the time of preparation. Of course, then felt needs then we can update them. But for this particular road here, when we do consultation, from village to village, junction to junction, waiting and tell we one, they say they want a market. And so the market where all man from beginning to end ask for, now the Kwendu market. That they now under preparation for make them start up. And also, we look at the implementation of, support to health centers. Because we find out say some of the health centers then they're either under equipped or they're not getting enough bed in space. So we get support for health centers then from Boedu. We therefore look at the health centers and we really need support. We go work with council and the local authorities there and we do improvement on their centers. And also we therefore do capacity building. I hope so that they listen so you go carry the right information. We dey do training for small and medium enterprise businesses then. People that will get small business na the road. For instance, if that you were in shop, na the road it been there. We for able to train you where they know how to reduce some of your occupational risk, where you the face and you bobo them the face where you dey trade. You understand? And that's not few where we get. But also for us and allay you fears for waiting me boson convincingly tell you when are the truth is na curve day. Imagine big trailer they can it meet you na that curve. Sometimes the part where they cut panda host. Okay, let's say now you host this. Now you they curve the campus, now you no more than the cut. You go still able to use this host when a concrete host. Unlike dirty block, you know they do partial demolition. Where you don't cut all they go. You get the point? So that issue of comparison, because that yesterday I tell you sister there, you know they compare the next man rate to you know. What you need for understand this money will not give me. Now for the whole host or now for which part of the host will not get for cut. Like when me boss say some man have veranda then they cut. Then if they give 46 million for veranda, you want to tell me say no they do? So the first hold on sir. The first thing where you for try for no, now make it good for area and from the horse's mouth. With Director General, now I go tell you the truth. And they say now this say, with all due respect to you, Papa. First of all, they don't lie for you, they don't reduce the cost. So they don't want to let you know about that 6,000. Then they get for put on a corner. You understand? That is human nature. But where you can, I want to know which part of me host the cost. What it make enough good for talk about your money in a public, you dey create problems for we. Then go look say that small house, look me 5 room and parlor all thing they dey. If now when a dirty block, then go give me 40 or 30 million. Why in your own room and parlor then they cut them here and down there? Let we know how to manage information. We get a district engineer. If they don't assess your property, you're not satisfied. You get rights for counter. District engineer, Papa tell me so. Now the code number of the host list. I want to know if now the whole host will not the fuel or now half of the host. But if it's not in a public, let's say like how they do yesterday, now the same thing you do today. You talk in a public, say that they give you 40 million. You never sometimes host fine pass you. You don't create problem. But where we they do evaluation, we impartial. We not sabi you, but we no one hurt you. First of all, what they cut you now for safeguard you and your family. Secondly, we they do evaluation based on laid down principles then. So if they give you now what you need for no, you go liaise with officer Naya, and they sit down, engineer Bemba. He go able to tell you later how far that demolition they go, but do you let manage your information there. Huh? God bless you.
Now, for life, government say I dey compensate you. And not tell you say I dey pay for you. Compensation and pay not to the same thing. One, any part, even the small road where they pass, road, where not to street, where they pass, government get part of it. So if you build na your own part, it's okay, and you not be low. But I dey compensate you small so that the small part where they cut there, take care. I believe say for satisfy. Because if you can't say, okay, me I dey broke and I'm in my own place, what you go say? Nothing. But you say no, let no feel bad. That get something, let we manage. That is something and then they are. Some people they know they get rich that. But yesterday back, the brother there do the same thing as when we stop and say no kind of public cash. Now this thing they even begin compare with Dotios. How they go pay Dotios this? Cementos they not pay with this. Hey, buddy man. corner ask who this thing, so they look the number. Then go tell you why you get angry. The dirty block man no go vex. Now, middle here. Any question from this middle block? Well, okay, the officer they ask.
They park, they use the highway as a garage. As a garage, really be wrong. But sometimes when police they doing actual duty, most of the civilians they say it's a bad thing and but if the man package like car, but you not gonna make a day, it's wrong. Because that oil the way they drop at that culture, it dey boil am. It dey totally boil am. I believe that last week so, I made a court ticket for 3 of them. I make them give them back 500,000. Now I force them to make them pull out. When I don't sit down and see bad thing and they tell the police. So what we say that for now, more than people let they park on the highway, that drop there. It cause a lot of accidents on the highway. Now we don't put in place that any drop we park for 1, 2, 3 days. We pay all kind of way for one move and come back at a police station. In day, any day we sleep at 500,000. Yeah, but that money they not the only money. Would they allow you go to a bank of salary, go pay. You can't be receipt to it. Yeah, because the killing on the highway not too much. It not too much on this highway. Someone they take him on can just go break where get break their left at it. There are long bus be there on this highway. Pass will go all out to move at it. It's risky. Driver don't better, but bike riders when they ride bike on the highway. They go and talk to a company. If you don't talk to go where Panama can all die. And the problem they lies on police. But really this road that they make we all need for monitoring. When I see bike there, when I see motor car park, they just park in a 1 month to don't know. When I can't tell we go pay way for move at it. I just support them and do what they talk. Yeah?
Okay. Thank you. Yes. To the pardon. 2 questions. Yes, sir.
Yes, I want for number 1 observation on the road where they exist now, before they come to the question. The road where they exist now, Director, where you they go from Kailan now, please watch on the road. Most of the signs don't disappear. I raised that with the traffic wardens on the road. I say, oh, they supply the road, but now they see the road sign. So it's a concern. Whose side they don't go? Because they be did it. And you see the ordinary pillar did it, you know they see the thing. The other one, when the other concern before they come to the question is this grass where the motor don't broke down on the road, then they put grass. And they don't tell us whether they are over the road, they say that will not they put then grass and they get problem on the tar. And we also raise concern to the traffic warden or to the traffic officers. Oh, they miss them on the road, they fly the road. So that is a concern. Now I come to my question. My question says, when will the road start? Who is the contractor and what is the project cost?
Yes. Mohamed Lami. Retired road superintendent FLRA, now farmer. Superintendent FLRA. The concern is, the madam talk about the security of the road because that bridge, every day we're giving the return, I could remember 2019, 2020, when they began the road to their construction. I'm fortunate for the immediately supervised Honorable Fatoma. As we reach the Inga town, the demand account for arrest. I said no, we're not going, not government. Now the contractors are where they go. How will not go do the security? Because the one that we bring, when I say we don't give Mano River Secretariat, but the contractor, because they were there, where they had the Rudo.
The one ask a question for the concern for the road signage and disappearance. Wetin are the names, sir?
Oh, okay, sorry.
JP time.
Sunday time and JP. Time.
Okay, sir. So, one thing we I want to say, from 2019, una dey see different SLRA phases, not also. We dey can non-stop, not also. But when this road reach Kwendu, it go take before you see me. Now, una dey here. We no dey all side. Engineer Bemba dey here. If we meet, for instance, somebody dey thief, we road sign there. He get the responsibility for reports to the police and we take action. But the public gets the greater responsibility for ensure that when we don't provide public good na something when a facility is free for all man, we for protect them without any hesitation. I not believe say you go to police. You go tell them, say, I catch this man in the pool, then cat eyes and then shine in a road, or in the pool, the signboard there. Police say, not all your business, go sit down, I not believe. If any police tell you that, report to the nearest SLRA office, we go take action, we go follow up. Because each one of them road signs then, and then road facilities then they for safeguard the use of the road. For instance, if you meet motorcar, it don't make a motorcar, it drive off, he left them grass, tell and say, no driver, can't do. Who learn grass then, you don't know with the function for which that grass dey. Because if you don't pack grass, they will say na curve. Me they can na net, maybe me visibility poor, I know they see fine, or me lights are no good. I dey bypass that grass area, I dey try for go na the other lane for let avoid that obstacle where they don't tell me say they ahead. Driver not only waiting you dey see clear road, you dey look at their sign. That grass shows say there is an obstacle ahead. If they not pull out, if you say second day you na good citizen, pull out once the motorcar don't come on. Because waiting do, if I come on at that road, I go na the other road, the other lane. It be say. Sorry for that. It be say I go meet up truck or motorcar where they come. My life down there at risk.
Yes, we see how they talk about the road sign. We don't see the person. But when you drive now in the road, they see the road sign.
How we go able protect that? I want for you.
Now that's we offer fair sense now because we don't make sense.
We on
the road. So you report.
Concerning whatever sign, I think we the community, Maureen Fekar, we the community now for protection. Because now they use the road, they go up and down on the road. If for any reason you don't see any damage on the road, the first point of contact is police. Police they get people that way they will investigate. Now that particular location, without they don't do that. I think if it don't happen once on the highway from Daru for go Kenema, where I see they arrest the people that are apprehended. So please, if you don't see anything like that, don't report. And finally, I therefore use this opportunity now for tell the road authority plenty thank you for the initiative when I don't take now. When I don't fete, when they can't complete the road for both Kwendu. One for say thanks to Una, bravo to Una, and bravo to the government of SFPP. But please, sir, and madam, we still get other roads then within Kailan district where it need quick attention. And we appeal to our officer on our jot and down so that when we go back to Freetown, we remember that road then. Penebu Manoa, Una don't make that, una they made a bridge. But please, let it be left, not left for the bridge no more. Lord see that road set, it don't be a tar road. From Penebo to Manoa, they go Kono. By God the power. With the new direction, una go do am. By God the power. I tell you, thank
you. I want to talk small about road signs. From what we don't see. But who side and the way SLRA and contractor anytime when they do work, they put the road sign. It did it, almost all the roads, it did it. But two things don't happen with them. One, some people then pull out. Two, in some roads, especially during the rainy season, where they not don't brush the road yet, the grass they cover up. Some side which side the grass almost they cover up. In fact, some feeder road grass also can cover them, then small bring them. Where the community they supposed for brush, for pull and day, where they not pull and day. The third one, most drivers they walk in at Sierraleone, they know they look at road sign. Most drivers, they know they look road sign. Most of them. Even the one way, then grass the way they put in a road, some people know they know what it is for. They can just go. Of course, when you camp at road safety, most of the trucks then, na Sierraleone, especially then trailer then, they all no road worthy. Now that may way they drive na road, most of the time along the highway, now they meet they don't broke down. And when the outside and they broke down, and they left them. Nobody for pull them. We don't see the problem where they don't cause on the road. Plenty time, not so. So road sign a day, they can put down. Rainy season, which side they not brush the road quick, they cover the glass, they cover them. 2, 3, some communities, some people that can also pull out. The third one, the drivers, but who not either know or the one that they know they consider road sign anywhere where they drive. Now the fourth thing that they will do as the road sign.
Now let us listen. Do you have now the cause noise behind it? Now let us listen.
That road reflector item.
You see that the way too they talk. Road business now like where you don't budget for cook. I no go down buy beef. I don't cook, I don't put am. Now for me picking they are buyer. Then they sit down neighbor carry thief the beef inside. You dey expect say I for go buy beef back and put am there? No. Now your responsibility. Now we responsibility as community for make sure say that road sign no lost. Because money now they no side when they don't say una go thief out they can't put am there back. So that now for inform with the public for say now we hold responsibility for look like how we brother say if the road sign lost in an area somebody must know who side it go report police go investigate but if una talk say no we dey report to SLRA let them can replace am that money wey we don put for cook Kwendu road we no dey pull 1 cent dey for put road sign na yasa na so we dey operate. Na specific budget for specific projects. We not get miscellaneously done any side for let we allow people for thief them road sign where we dey strain forget. They know they look and they no one know the way lost they want let we go replace them. If we get for replace that day, na losses to government because na ain't get for put and they back. So na make we for from here we for land and they say na you business for look say. Nobody not take that roadside and carry am freely, yeah? Yeah, what's the question? One more.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Not do it, sir.
Okay, so now listen, do you gentlemen at the back, you are being noisy. We are recording here, please.
Somebody asked a few pertinent questions. For example, the cost of a project. The project at this stage, within the preparatory stage. In September, that's in about 2 months from now, the board or ADB will look at this project for approval. So once the board is, once the project is approved, in a couple of months, we'll try to see how we move ahead with procurement. Like how Musi said earlier on, by early next year, we will start to see how the project will go on. Start. As it is, we cannot give a date, we start the 1st of January or the 3rd of January. But the fact is, by early next year, the project will start. In principle, it has been approved, money have been committed by the African Development Bank, but some eyes and they will need for dots and some C's and we will need for cross, so that is done presently. However, the entire length of the project, the road that we don't talk about, the one acquainting to Medekoma into Nyongo or Yenga, it's about 39 kilometers. 39 kilometers. Yes. And normally, before you can go project there to the board, we don't get like an indicative cost. So the indicative cost will be around $35 million. This will include not only the tarmac road, but it will include the other components that we will talk about. It will include the other components that we will talk about. In terms of the duration, from experience, this could last for 2 years. We have physical works, and then normally we get an extra year, what we call the defect liability period, during which we observe the road, we open them, we try to use them, and then let's see if there are any problem today. No problem with it at the end of the 1 year, then we can accept the road as we own road. So that is it. With respect to contractor, like I say, we don't get a contractor now until the board will approve them, then we go to procurement. Then we get a contractor. But once we get a contractor, we will bring them back and present them to owner. The owner will not say that this contractor here, and they do the work. The Yenga Bridge and the security issue. We don't tell owner say this project is a regional project with the Mano River Union. Guinea and Sierra Leone, they are part of this union. The Yenga Bridge is very, very delicate. You just tell like when somebody gets heart problem, whether they do heart surgery, and whether they do that heart surgery, they get for do it with precision. They get for take the time for do them to ensure say they save that person life. As it is, we all know what it don't ensue in the Yenga area for the past couple of years. We are aware of that, but also in the interest of peace, in the interest of coexistence with the neighbor them, we feel say we will approach the situation tactfully, with care. So what will happen, we get a steering committee where involve, of course, the Mano River Union, Sierra Leone, and Guinea, where they work on that one day. We don't prepare a few memorandums of understanding. As it is, we don't sign our own part. We wait for them to sign their own part. Then we do on GISNO. That situation there, that particular bridge, the Mano River Union, now in the oversee in construction, where of course with the steering committee. So if that is done, we believe say at the end of the day, we will come out of this very security situation we will be in a very peaceful and amicable way. So with respect to security, don't worry too much. The contractor who they do the road, say go there, that should be a problem. Say when they start from Kwedu, when they reach Kwedu, the bridge step they go on, I'm sure lots of the security situations, they will not be under control. Right. But just before I sit down, this issue of road signs and Grasna Road is very topical. So probably Mr. could just say one or two things about that. In the first place, the grass where driver to the Putsan Road, there is nowhere in the traffic artery they say where you break down a grass for put. They get something prescribed when a reflecting triangle. Every driver is supposed to get a minimum of 2. Any situation where you find yourself in a breakdown, you put one before you for incoming vehicles, and then you put one behind you for vehicles already come up for you back. That way we save all our vehicles when they come, twice they occupy that part of the road. So for go pull grass for put on the road, that alone are a crime. But waiting for happen, you know, the Chernor Road Authority, we only but get a limited staff. And this staff there, then they work there. We engineers are responsible for design, supervisions, you know, monitoring and so on and so on of the road during construction or maintenance. And we don't work that one day. So when once we don't do this work here, we accommodate, we look at other ones. For example, like how brother be the request for Lord do the pandemic to manual road. When once we don't know this one, next attention, it is to people the request. Not to follow can see whether somebody puts grass on the road or you know, or somebody can pack bag and so on and so on. But the police also, when they're responsible for enforcement, together with the traffic wardens in recent times, they thing on the ground. I mean nationally. Would that then, where I would say, then they're all over. Now, the citizenry, the people that are Kailon, for example, Kailon district, then they are all in Kailon district. So if, I mean, the road, not to government get the road. Don't try to understand this. In one way, not to government get it. But if they say that government get it, we don't have government. Now we are the government. Right? Each and every penny what they put in that road, now we have money. Now we have money. Even if it's a grant, say EU can give us $10 million for 11 or 12 kilometers. If we don't get road for make, if we don't get nothing for make, if we don't get whatever, if we don't get nothing for make, that 10 million is not the shame of money. But because to get them infrastructure they will need to do, we put her into them. But still, as we put her into them, now we have money. So, me what we can normally tell people them, check the road, they keep your personal property. If you are possible get host, check the road, they can't take the host. If you are motorcar get, check the road, they can't take you motorcar. Obviously, you know go left sit down, somebody can like host, they can't put one window in care and go. Or you know go left sit down, somebody they pass that you can't take grass, you put it inside your hose. You left and you go. In the same vein, if you see somebody they use you go that kind of way, I mean now the world they don't civilize a little bit. For all the social media, all they see what's that. You see motorcar, if they pass, you don't put grass, then as another fan they taking picture. If they come back, most importantly is license plate number. If they come back, you see a day, inform officer, so motorcar, been there now, I left this year. If we able to start for track, then kind of offenses there, then at the end of the day, it will benefit to all. Because each and every action, when they say, you're not supposed to do that the road, it spoil the road, it affect the road. If the road, we don't make us say for 25 years, before the members will order big work panel. But we left all the things there, they happen. In 5 years or 6 years, them big things there will happen. We will need for put this big money there. And in most cases, the big money they're not available. We get about 11,300 to 500 kilometers of roadway classified in this country. The best thing for we go be for not pave all. But honestly, we don't get money for pave all. So if we don't we don't get money, we don't pave some 87 kilometers. Then we'll left them. What they expect say within 20 years. Within that 20 years, they will go and pay what I want them. But then this one we don't pay in 5 years. We don't misuse them, we don't stand for well, we will never achieve what we want as a nation. And roads, like how when you start for talk, the importance what you state. When Brother Charles Mahmoud did talk, the importance what he state. And every other person we don't talk now state the importance of the road. Road, Mickey normally say, then at the foundation of development. If we're not able to reach Nakwenju, we're not going to build markets. We're not going to build a hospital there. We're not going to carry power there. We're not able to reach there. And the only means by which we reach there, or the most effective means by which we reach there, are through roads. So therefore, we need to take the roads then very, 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 very seriously. Therefore, they very, very, very dear, close to our heart. When in the absence of us, we'll not able to go any side.
Well, I think see, we don't hear all things, eh? What did they call it for? We don't hear, and the same message we get when you yesterday. Go tell people. Because if you not get road for go, even if you old or you famous, you don't make road for go there, I go reach it. You know reach it. So they don't can't tell we now for say the road they carry to Kwenu, the bridge go cross. I think this now they go sleep till they fine. So without much ado, chairman can't do both of that because this and you district and you know the chairman inside chairman can't do both of them for this. Can honorable to hold on can do it.
Thank you very much for the recognition. On behalf of my chairman, who is now the resident minister of East, Mina Morris, can I start again? Yes, sir. On behalf of my chairman, who is now the newly resident minister, Designate, and all SFPP authorities in Kailan district and all stakeholders present, we want to say thanks to you people. The SLRA, the technical team, the police, where they don't count, scattered, where they're there, they're not there. The environment, EPA environment, where they're there. We want to say thank you to you people. We don't go all out, we don't fight. For us, see the balanced road, we will be engaged with. Then I'll be able to Kwenu. Now don't solicit funds for all do that work today. We appreciate that. I will tell the government plenty thank you. Who is His Excellency, the President, Brigadier Julius Madabu, in his wisdom, we don't get that funding for do the work. And not to think without it at all. During the last campaign we can here, we say by God in power, he said that road from Buyedu to Kwenu, he said before this year they done, we were a good news butter. And indeed, we don't get the good news. We will tell them plenty thank you, and we hope say we are going speedy with this process. This is the first phase we don't get that. We get Boku phase because when we become for this Buyedu road, it takes nearly one year before we award the contract to get the contractor for the work. But this time around, we really want to appeal to una. Let us speed it up with the procurement process so that we'll be able to get a contractor very shortly. Then we'll begin that road there. Once more, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mina Mori Feka, Chairman, SFPP, Constituency 004, and representing all constituency chairmen in Kailan district. Thank you.
So nana mo liamba